Hi guys, welcome to the Gist with Esse show. Happy New Year. Sorry for that little break in transmission. It was due to technical issues beyond our control. But there's no stopping us. 2024 is here and we ain't playing. Okay, so no technical issues is gonna get in the way of today's show, right? And trust me, today's show, you want to be here for it. You know how we do it on the Gist with FA show. Please share the link. The link is up on my WhatsApp status. So, and I've sent it around. Share it to your friends, your family. Let them be a part of this very interesting show. Okay. If you're joining us on Facebook or YouTube, please like, comment. Tell us where you're joining us from. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, honestly, this is 2024. Don't play. Stop playing. Click on the subscribe button right now and get on with it, guys. Okay. So today what are we talking about? We're talking about healing from trauma related illnesses. And our guest is Modupe Aiyegbusi. She's a visionary founder of Maze Holistic Health Limited, a pioneering wellness company dedicated to empowering women to achieve optimal health and well-being, women and men, yeah, with a profound passion for holistic healing and a deep understanding of mind body. She helps women resolve root cause issues to unwellness. That means she helps you discover, the root cause of whatever illness that you're experiencing and all of that before she provides solutions to whatever the illness is. Now, interestingly, research has shown that there are actually illnesses related to trauma. And honestly, I cannot wait to hear all about it. So let's bring in our guests. Hello, Modupe. Happy New Year.
New Year.
You're
Good
the
to see
very first guest on the Gist with Essay show for 2024. What an honor to have
yeah.
you on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure, seriously.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for your warm smile. Thank you
Oh,
for your smile gets me every time. I love the way you smile. It's so heartwarming. Yeah, and it gives me the kind of confidence like, if I'm going to a doctor or someone for help or healing or therapy or something, I don't want to see a face that's going to scare me off. So,
mm,
your smile just warms my heart. I'm sure that a
thank
lot of your clients will have testified to that.
you.
So before we get started, tell us about yourself. Start with how has your year been? 2024. What's the first 3 days been like?
Oh, wow. The first 3 days have been really amazing. It's been work actually working from 2023. But
Um,
it's one of those things that it's kind of needed for right now. So that's okay. And it's been amazing. There are a lot of people that are interested in healing their bodies, and we're
mhm.
finding that out. And so we're excited to work with them. Yeah.
Okay, so who is Modupe Chisom? I didn't know your other name was Chisom. So that's something I'm learning about you. Yeah, so who are you? What do you do? Give us a little insight.
All right. So Modupe Chisom Aiyegbusi. Um my mom is Igbo, my dad is Yoruba.
Okay.
And yeah, that's my background. um, I am board certified as a holistic wellness practitioner. That means we don't prescribe medicine or medications, but we help your body heal by understanding the root cause of what's going on. Um,
Okay.
and I'm also a licensed psychotherapist
Mm.
from the University of Rutgers in New Jersey. So these two backgrounds have been very influential in, helping me with the mind and the body connection to wellness.
Thank you, Modupe, for that. And psychotherapy, I just picked on that. I've had a session with you before, yeah, and that was what we did, yeah, psychotherapy. Yeah,
Absolutely.
guys, listen, you need to you need to have one of these sessions, right? Modupe listens to your voice. This is me explaining from a layman's point of view, because up until I had that session, I had no idea what that was all about. She listens to your voice, and when I say listen to your voice, she just said, "Tell me about yourself." So I said my name, my status, or I talked a bit about my educational background or something. I spoke for like a minute or two, and she said, "Stop." And then she started to tell me things about my past that I could not believe. I mean, deep things about my past, really personal, things that, that are buried, some things that are buried, some things that, I wasn't even aware were there. But as she started to speak, I was like, okay, yeah, that's true. This happened and I ignored it. Okay. So she's really good at that. She's really good at what she does. Now, what today we're talking about healing for trauma related diseases or illnesses and all of that. So, can you explain what trauma related illnesses are, and can you share some examples of what these illnesses, caused by trauma are?
Yeah, so research has shown that 80% of diseases come from the emotions.
Hmm.
So if 80% of diseases, out of
Um,
every eight diseases somebody can have, or out of every 10, eight of
and
them come from the emotions. And what that says, it says a lot about what's going on in our minds.
hmm.
Research has also shown that many women, more than men.
Okay, we're back.
Okay.
Hello, Dupe. Yeah.
All right. So many women, more than men, are being diagnosed with autoimmune diseases. And that's one of the downsides of the way we're raised as women. We're raised to suppress our emotions. We're raised to be quiet. We're raised to just take it. We're raised to do everything and be a servant to everyone, be everything to everyone. A good woman knows how to take care of her house, her children, her husband, and her work at the same time. But who is taking care of the woman? She's falling apart on the inside, So that's where all of that suppression comes in.
Okay.
Apart from women violence and all of that issue, there's a lot of, without even having like a trauma like rape or something, there's a lot that women carry on that we're not able to express freely or share freely. So that's where, most of that trauma comes from. Now, when trauma comes into the body, if you don't express it in a safe manner, what happens is that it begins to gather up energy and then it manifests itself as a form of
Hmm.
disease. All
Wow.
right. So that's why you see many people like after like a stressful event, all of a sudden they break down or they are now diagnosed with some form of disease, and you're like, where did that come from?
Hmm.
It's been pent up on the inside, and now it's just like a Coke bottle you're waiting to shake, and you're shaking it, and then you open it and psh.
Yeah.
So that's exactly how trauma relates itself in the body.
Wow. Okay. Can you explain the connection between trauma and a person's emotional, mental health? How I understand that, yeah, when you have it pent up, but what can trigger it really?
Hmm. Well, trauma is relative, all right? So what that means is what you might experience and we might experience the same thing, but the way I internalize it is different. All right.
Mm.
Have you ever seen three children grow up in a family and all three of them have different views about their own home?
True.
Or their parents. All right. So the way we internalize it, I mean, we're our structure. Think about right from utero, right from when you're in your mother's womb. You're being wired differently. You're being wired uniquely. Some people actually experience trauma right from utero. All right. So
Um,
maybe at the time that the mother was pregnant, she was sad, she was depressed, things were going on. It was winter. What it could be anything. So trauma is really what it's your own expression. It's basically an individualized expression um, to, is the way the person's processes their life experiences.
Wow. That's when a woman is pregnant, and because I heard that when you're pregnant, a lot of people tell you, oh, you can't cry because it's gonna affect the baby, don't do that because it's gonna, so that's the reason why they say all these things, right? Because whatever you do as a mother, affects the baby growing inside your womb. And again, you're talking about three people growing up in the same home and having different um reactions to the things that happened, while they were growing in their home as kids. That's why you would see one will end up successful and another kid from the same home, is not. It's because they're battling with what
Trauma.
alcohol,
Yeah.
what different things, yeah. And some of these
Yeah.
things are born out of trauma. I know for a fact. I've had someone who said to me, because of, okay, two people who grew up in the same home, yeah, experienced trauma, abuse, yeah, different types, and then one of them ends up being alcoholic,
Mm.
being, yeah, she was alcoholic and she drank a lot, smoked a lot, partied a lot, and then the other one just fed off a lot of anger. She
Mm.
wasn't, it was just a lot of anger built up that resulted in a lot of bad,
Choices.
vices and stuff like that. So, and then, yeah, you have another person who says, no, you know what, I'm not going to let this define me. I'm going to rise above all of that. And they all
Mm.
grew up in the same home, experienced the same, things from their parents and all of that. So that's really interesting to know. Um, Can you explain the role of holistic therapies in addressing trauma related issues? Why do I come to you? Why can't I go to a psychologist, for example? Or what's the difference? Why do I have to come
Okay.
to you instead of a psychologist?
Well, so holistic therapies or holistic approaches to healing does not negate your need for a psychologist or a
Okay.
doctor or yeah. What we're doing is that we're coming alongside of your healing journey. All right, we're focused on the client, depending on what the client wants. There's so many people that are sick and tired of medication. They don't want to be
Mhm.
put on meds. They want to heal their bodies naturally. They're tired of the side effect of meds. So where that's where we come in. We can work as a team with your doctor or your psychologist or your psychiatrist, and then just work if they're open to it, and then work together, or we can work alone. All right. So we just give people a different option to wellness. All right. Because one of the things we do is that we look at what is going on in the physical body and how it affects the mind, and what is also going on in the emotional realm, and how it affects the body. All right, there's this mind and body connection that we are getting to know more about now. Okay,
Okay.
so many times we think, oh, it's just in my head, but it's not really just in your head. Like I was working with someone today, and you could see that the amount of stress we were reading on his scans, the amount of cortisol level and the amount of toxins in his body were showing in other aspects of his body. All right. And this is something that is just happening, quote unquote, in his mind. Okay. So he's thinking about work, he's thinking about all of this, but it's affecting his organs, it's affecting his liver, it's affecting
Wow.
his spleen. So now we're not just, prior to this, this era, we would look at the mental health as in, okay, it is isolated from the physical body, but not anymore. Now we see that your root causes, if they're emotional, they can actually be causing some back pain or some leg pain or something that your doctors are trying to find out what's the root cause, but they can't.
And they can't, yeah.
Yeah. So what we see a lot of people that have been to, several doctors, and the doctors keep saying it's all in your head, or, we've done everything and all your tests are coming out fine. Yeah, are they really coming out fine? So it's just that conventional medicine has not yet caught up with um, you know, holistic practices. But soon, hopefully, we'll marry together.
Amen to that. Amen to that. How do you access an individual's trauma history before designing a holistic healing plan? This is why I ask. I know, like I said earlier, my session with you, you used my voice, right? And yeah, so you could do that through my voice. Are there other ways that you do it, or
For what I personally do a bioresonance scanning. And why I like that is because as a therapist, I remember being in, therapy sessions for almost 3 or 4 sessions. I mean, and you're talking about they've paid their money, you're in your fourth session. And that is just when the client is beginning to trust you and open up to you.
mm,
But we had just one session and it pulled up a whole lot of history with you. Your body knows a lot about you. Your body stores that information, Your voice is more accurate than blood work. So your voice can tell us a
wow,
whole lot about the toxins in the body, your
wow,
emotional state, your suppressed emotions, your vitamin analysis. All right. And as a psychotherapist, I'm like, well, I don't want to spend 4 weeks before I get to know what's going on. I want my clients to get results. I want them to hit the nail on the head so that healing can progress. All right. So it's one of those tools that as a therapist, it's a vital tool. Your client gains a lot of trust a whole lot faster because they're like, how did you know this about me? I mean, just from
yeah,
my
I
voice,
know.
you know. So it opens them up, it removes their defense system. I'm sure before you came
Mm,
for the session you were like, okay, what is she going to do?
I know.
What is
You're not
that's going to
wrong.
happen?
You're not
Yeah,
wrong because yeah, I've been through a lot. I've heard, been through a lot of people, and I'm like, okay, it's just one of those things, right? But let me just see if this is any different, and it really
yeah.
was different. Yeah, so I'm going to ask you to break down what bioresonance scanning is. But before you do that, guys, I can see you guys, but I can't see any comments, just a few. Please drop a comment. Tell us if you have any questions, start dropping your questions and tell us where you're joining us from. We always like to know where you're joining us from. You're a part of the show. So if you want to come on video, let me know. I'll send you the link so you can ask your questions directly. Otherwise, please drop your comments and yeah, thanks for sticking with us. So please break this down because to a lot of people, this is just big grammar. Bioresonance scanning. What is it? What does it entail? What is it all about?
Awesome. So think of your body as a walking battery. All right, you're a working battery. Like you have negative charges and positive charges, and like a battery you can receive signals from anywhere. All right, that's why when we go for x-rays they can see what's going on in our bodies. When we do an EEG or an EKG, they can see what's going on in our hearts or in our brains. All right, so an EEG is like a bioresonance scanning, is just an older version. All right. And what that is that with very little information like your age, your height, your weight, your voice, we're able to tune into your body's frequencies. That
Mm,
means tune into your body to find out what's going on inside of your body. All right. Think of it like a radio. When you don't want to listen to what's going on in 99.1, what do? You tune out of that radio station. The
mm,
same thing happens to us. Have you ever listened to music and that music just soothes your system? It's like, oh my God, this is so good. You don't know why. But there are some certain music that you listen to and it's just irritating to your ears.
mm,
Your body, all of those, music is frequency. All right, music is frequency waves being passed back and forth. So researchers have done a lot of work and they're bringing it out to light now that with these same frequencies we can actually reverse diseases in the body. All right, and that includes things like cancer. There are some frequencies that are used for cancer.
wow.
There are
Wow.
some that are used for autism. There are some that are used for Alzheimer's. I mean, there's a guy that there's a video I watched on YouTube, and the guy had Parkinson's. It was sound frequencies they used, and the Parkinson's disappeared. It took them about 30 minutes of surgery, brain surgery. So they did not cut him. They just put, I would say, like,
Wow.
sound frequencies over his head. And by the time they were done, the Parkinson's disappeared. His hands were stable. So there's a lot more that conventional medicine is still catching up on.
Mm-hmm.
And this is amazing because for us, for me in particular, the kind of things I've seen at my practice, it's amazing. I mean, I had an autistic kid who was nonverbal. He wasn't
Wow.
speaking, he was, mumbling words. When his mom came to me, we had a 5-week long session, and we did other things like do a nice detox on his body and use sound frequencies. By the time we were done, the boy is speaking in sentences. Like he can communicate, like, his mom can understand what he's saying. And
Mm.
the day she reached out to me and said, "Oh my goodness, guess what?" He reached out to his brother on the soccer field and said, "Amir, come, let's go home." And I was like, "Oh my God," like full sentences. So it's very encouraging because there are things that up until now we thought, this is a death sentence, but not anymore. Who knows, maybe there's a frequency that can reverse whatever it is.
Okay, so that brings me to my next question. Can this frequency reverse or aid weight loss? Because I think that's the top of my list right now. Please tell me. That's the one I want to sign up to.
So it's a holistic thing. Like there's no magic feel
Yeah,
about anything. All right. Again, remember, everything that occurs in the body, there is a mind body connection. All right.
yeah.
Even weight gain, there's a mind body connection. For some people, all they need to do is just do a parasite cleanse. They clean out the parasites. We have frequencies for that. They clean
Wow.
out the parasites. And by the time you know it, they start eating right. Their bodies begin to crave natural or healthy foods. All right.
Okay,
So
sorry. Sorry to call you short. Let me get that straight. So when you do this what do you call it now, the frequency, and you take out these toxins or parasites and everything, it actually rewires your brain sort of,
it
such that you
rewires
now start
yourself.
to crave healthy foods.
Yeah. So depending on what the person comes for example, and that's, of like, fortunately, because of what it is, it can work on a wide range of things. So think about it. If your cells are healthy, your body will be healthy. All right.
Mm.
And your cells are, they're vibrating. They vibrate. All right. They pick up on things. They have receptors. Okay. So if we're tuning out those unnecessary frequencies, what begins to happen is, for example, a child that is colicky or somebody that has food sensitivities, we can work with that person. And after a while, those things that cause sensitivities to that person is no longer a sensitivity. All right. And it's a multi dimensional approach, but the frequencies do a lot of work in helping the body. Like, I remember one lady that I worked with. She came to me because she had a panic attack. She had, like, terrible anxiety. And when I did her scanning for her, it was 8 o'clock in the morning. She was waking up, getting ready to go to work. She was just like, "Let me just do one quick therapy session before I head out." When I was done with her, in 30 minutes, she was fast asleep. It was 8 o'clock. She had slept throughout the night. Now, she had a lot of pent up, things in her body that her body just needed to get let go of, including emotions. So what I did was I just ran it, and she slept off, woke up around 10. Thankfully, she's her own boss. So she
Okay.
was like, "Oh my God, I'm just waking up." And I had the best sleep ever. This is somebody that once there's a noise on the door or somebody passing at night, she wakes up and she can't go back to sleep. All
Mm.
right. So there are things like that. And why? The body repairs itself when it sleeps. All right. So many of us are sleep deprived, but we don't know it. We carry a lot of toxins and we don't know it. We carry a lot of baggage, extra baggage. The frequencies can help us on baggage those things so
Mm.
that our bodies and our cell receptors want the things that it really needs.
Okay, great. So, do you have any particular dietary recommendations or supplements that you suggest for trauma healing?
Well, yeah. So for trauma healing, definitely there are things that we do, and then it depends on. So our therapies are very individualistic. All right, it's unique to you. It's unique to that session. All right, just like when I did your scan, I can't replicate that for somebody else because
Okay.
it's unique to you, right? So there are different things that you can use for that. Apart from bioresonance, there's ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is amazing. It's an amazing herb that you can use to like help, soothe the body. Chamomile is also really good. CBD oil, all of those things. They're really good natural things that you can add to just help your body do what it's supposed to do.
Okay, so we have a question from Vincent Akbojuto, and he says, "Is this process accessible remotely?"
Where were you when I did your scan?
Ah, yeah, true. Okay, so our guest lives in just Nigeria, okay, and I'm in the UK here, and I had my session here in the UK. So it was
It was
yeah,
remote. Yeah.
it was remote. So yes, Vincent, it can be done, and you should do it ASAP, because I think I need to do some more, because even if it's just for my brain to be rewired to stop eating the burgers and eating. The funny thing is that I know these things are not healthy, right? And then I open my fridge and I see the healthy option and the not healthy option. The chocolate is more appealing than the carrots. So
You know, let me tell you a secret. When people many people don't know about parasite cleanses. Now, parasites use us like dross, like puppet strings, basically, because they crave certain things. They feed first before we feed. They linger on the top layer of your intestinal tract. So when you eat, they take all the nutrients. They don't kill you because
Mhm.
they're parasites. They leech on you and leave you alive as much as they can. All right, leave enough food for you to just
Mhm.
survive. And that's why you see when we eat, we're not satiated. There are certain foods that when you eat it, you just feel like, I feel clean. I feel like my body's just, there's energy. However, there are some foods that after you eat it, you want to just sleep. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
weights drop, everything, your sugar has spiked and dropped. You understand? So they're foods that we call living foods. They're foods that we call, oh, let me say high vibration foods, and they're food that we call low vibration foods.
Wow.
So those kind of things, the parasites want those low vibration foods. They want the burger, the fries, the oil, because they hide in the body with those things. And the more you get them, the more you feed them, the more you nurture them, the more they grow, they lay eggs, they control your thoughts and your emotions. Yeah. So one of the major things we do when you come to us is we always encourage a parasite cleanse,
Mm.
because many people have never had one, so that we can bring down that load of toxicity in the body and encourage the body to actually heal.
Okay, that's great. Remy Faith says, I always get serious sugar cravings just before my menstrual cramp. Yeah, that I also have that, and it really affects my skin in a bad way. So it's not just the sugar cravings. Like I eat like a horse that time of
Mhm.
the month. So no matter what diet I'm on, or what new gym, whatever I'm starting and everything, once it gets to that time of the month, everything crashes, because
Mhm.
I need to satisfy this hunger. I'm
Mhm.
constantly hungry during that period. So um, how how do we resolve this? I think a lot of women have these issues.
Yeah. So again, it goes back to the parasite cleanse. If you don't take care of them, They will control even your cycles. Many of us, many women, we
Mm.
cycle along the full moon. If you've noticed, all right, parasites are more active during the full moon. So you'll be surprised that there are certain times, even your kids, there are certain times that they want sugar. Go and check either the full moon has passed or so. If those parasites are active, trust me, they're active in full fledged. What you want to do is before your cycle, way before your cycle, do a cleanse, do a parasite cleanse to, you know, but then continue all through. Because when you continue, it takes about 3 months of doing a parasite cleanse to kill the parasites and their eggs and their grandfathers and everything.
Please, are these parasites and their eggs in my body? Are they
Yes,
living inside my body?
everybody
Because
has them.
I'm thinking
Eh,
about it. Oh my goodness, this is not good. We need to get rid of those. We really need to get rid of
Everybody,
those parasites.
everybody
Keda,
has them.
okay. And so you can actually kill them and they will not come back again.
Well, the thing is that you can reduce their population. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want them, wild and overgrown. You want them as reduced as possible so that your body is in charge, not them.
Okay. Great. Keda A says, how about alcohol?
Well, alcohol has its own alcohol has its own
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Is it because of the alcohol or because of Babati's comments?
3 months is too long ago.
Too long.
Well, think about it. You've been carrying them since you were a child. Since you pick things from the floor and put it in your mouth, they start to grow from there. There are people that actually poop out like 2 feet long worth of parasites. Yeah. So let's not even go there.
So, and those like what? The worms, like when you deworm yourself and sometimes, so, okay, so those are parasites that we're talking about.
That's part of it. Yes.
That's part of it. Okay, so let's go back to Keda Ace's question. What about alcohol?
So alcohol, the thing about alcohol is that it does a number on your liver. Your liver is like your best friend. It takes all the food, all the junk, all the ice cream, everything, the chicken, the MSG, it takes it into your body and it tries to break it down so that it's not dangerous and it passes it out to the rest of the digestive tract. The thing about it is that alcohol does a number on your liver. So it makes your liver overwork itself. That's the easiest way
Mm,
to say it.
explain it,
Your
yeah.
liver will overwork itself, and then you begin to have chronic issues afterwards. So if you can stay away from it, stay away from it. Yeah,
But the parasite cleanse can help you stay away from it, can it? It can help reduce the craving for alcohol.
it can, absolutely. It can help reduce the craving.
Okay.
However, I think I need to say this though. Regardless of what's going on, again, don't minimize the emotional aspect of this.
Okay.
Many times, our craving for something or satisfying ourselves with food is as a result of shutting down something, a feeling that we don't want to feel. All right.
Yeah.
So instead of us to process it, we shut
Mm.
it down. And then we shut it down with food or something else.
Or
So
alcohol.
alcohol, yeah. So don't minimize that aspect. Okay.
Hmm. So when you're served breakfast, for example, you go, you then eat, you start to eat a lot or drink some alcohol to try and um, reduce the pain that you're
Mm,
feeling. Okay,
yeah.
I'm going to take Vincent's question, and then we'll go for a short break and come right back. Vincent says, I have to break the bank to access this service?
I hope not. So it's my services are very affordable. Um yeah, you won't have to break the bank, all right? You can come for a consultation.
Affordable is relative. Then the consultation itself, please. What is that? Is that also pocket friendly?
So I wrap up, the way I do it is that I wrap your consultation into your therapy services, all right?
Okay.
And that's a gift to you to, doing the work. I applaud people that are doing the work, especially since we're still kind of new in Nigeria. There are lots of practitioners abroad that do what I do, and a service is nothing less than about 500, USD. So depending on where you go, all right. So you're talking about 350 upwards, up to the thousands. I don't charge up to that. I charge less than that because, I'm in Nigeria. So think about that. It's not too much. However, the kind of reports that you get, I think, is worth what you're doing because you're
Mm.
getting reports about your entire body. You're getting reports about your nervous system, your hormones. Even if you were to pay for blood work to do that in Nigeria, you won't be paying anything less than 300 and 400,000 naira for the kind of reports that you get. So you get a comprehensive report about your entire body, plus you get frequency therapy to help, or sound therapy to help your emotions. Yeah.
Okay, guys, stay tuned. Don't change that dial. We're gonna go on a quick break, and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, welcome back to the Gist with Esse show. Today, our guest is Modupe Aiyegbusi, and she's a holistic health practitioner. And she's been talking to us about healing from trauma-related illnesses. Okay, so Igor Orienu says, I can testify to what Modupe is saying. So that's probably someone who has gone through one of her sessions, right? And Remy did say, great, we are happy about affordability. Yeah, money scares a lot of people. Yeah, and I saw another question from Remy, and she was talking about if it's the same thing. Yeah, is parasite cleansing the same thing as deworming?
Yeah, well, it's half and half. Okay, so it's part, the warming is part of it, but there are just so many how would I say it? There are just so few tablets or pills that you can take that would, you have something for maybe pain warm, lukewarm, pain warm, fluke warm, and all the other things, tapeworm. But then the parasite list, it's wide. I mean, it's huge. There are things called
Okay.
Epstein-Barr, Lyme's, Bartonella. All of these are different kinds of parasites. All right. So we focus on the whole of them as much as we can, yeah, rather than the individual ones. So deworming is kind of more individualistic, like just targeting one or two, yeah, kind of worms.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. Before I go on to the next, I want to play a video. Yeah, that is a sort of testimony of some of the breakthroughs that you've had using your practice.
Singing, you have healed what no doctor can heal. Singing, you have changed what no man can change. You sing Jesus, oh, You are bigger than what people say.
Okay, so yeah, that's just some of it. The one that really caught my eye is the one the lady talked about, the lump. Yeah, so can you just share, a bit of that with us? The lump reduction. Hello, Modupe, are you still with us?
I am here. I lost you for
Great.
a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was asking about the testimonial of the lady that talked about the lump reduction. Yeah, can you share a bit, about that with us?
Yeah, so when she came to us, one of the things that she came to us because she was having a lot of pain in her breast, and she had a lump in her breast. Was due for surgery, but she couldn't afford it. So her guardian sent her our way, and I was like, all right, let's scan her. Let's see. The scan picked up exactly what was going on. There was like a lot of or there was a lot of toxins stored up in the lymphatic vessels in her breast region, and she would have lost, maybe she would have had to go under the knife for that. But we used one of our devices called a terahertz device, and within 3 weeks the pain disappeared, the lump disappeared, like her breast was fine, her breast is still fine, no need for surgery, and she's happy.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, that's great. So this device you're talking about, is it accessible to people, or do we have to come to your clinic to have access to it? So for someone who doesn't live in Nigeria, yeah, can you
Yeah,
send
so
to them?
Yeah, so what we do is that we order it, and or we you order it and we send it to you. Yeah, so that you can, and that's one of the things that I do, like when we are working with us and you're not physically present, depending on what's going on with your body, let's say it's a chronic issue like rheumatoid arthritis or something, we help you get one of those devices so that you can use it while we're doing the bioresonance alongside of it, because the bioresonance shows us everything about your body, shows us where the issue is, the root cause. So what
Mhm.
you do with the device is that the device is great in that it helps with microcirculation, detoxification in the body, stem cell regeneration. That is like regrowing your the cells of your body. Your cells make up your eyes, your hair, your nails. So think about, you are basically regrowing cells of your body, like you're rebirthing yourself. All right. So it helps with anti-aging, it helps with liver detoxification and inflammation and pain. Yeah, so that's one of the amazing therapies we've done. I personally, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and it left me crippled, like I was bedridden for a
Wow,
while. Yeah, I couldn't walk. My husband had to carry me up and down, like,
wow.
brush my teeth, clean my butt, all of that kind of thing. And what really changed it, because it wasn't that I wasn't taking the medication. I wanted to live. I wanted to survive. I wanted to heal. I was taking the biologics religiously, and the biologics were like, I'm talking about the high top biologics. However, it wasn't helping. It would help for 3 months and stop, help for 3 months and stop.
Mm,
So my doctors were like, they were at wit's end for me, and just like, okay, what are we gonna do with you? um, I found a functional doctor that taught me about nutrition and taught me also about emotions. Again, mind
mm,
body connection. And I began doing the work. I began letting go of stuff that I holding on to. I began eating properly and cleaning my inside. And for the first time, I noticed I could walk. I could stand for like 5 minutes on my own. And then I started walking. I started using crutches again, because at the point I couldn't even hold my own weight up. I was
wow.
in so much pain. But gradually, I reversed this thing. I was told I was going to be on medication for the rest of my life. I'm not. I'm not on any medication. I've not been on medication for going on 2 years now. That's the
Wow.
power of the body's ability to heal and reverse anything.
Okay. Mm,
You just need to know, what does your body want, what's going on within you. Let's reverse that, let's clean that out, and let's feed you what you need. So yeah, that's how I actually started what I'm doing now. And because of my experience, I understand pain, but I also understand how to get to the root cause of what's going on so that you're not living in that pain for a long time, you know.
Okay, that's really great to hear, and congrats. That your body has healed itself. That's a very big testimony, actually. You know, so that brings me to what you're doing for the month of January. The 21-day gut reset. Why are we
Mm.
doing this? What inspired you to actually do this?
Well, again, part of my own healing journey, all right? And so many other people is that you give your gut rest, you put the good stuff in, you put nutrition in, nutrient dense food. You actually hyper nourish your body. All right. When you do that and you're not combining it with toxins like fried oil, Maggi, no, all those things, oh, I'm sorry, I'm mentioning names. when you're doing when you're doing that, what happens is that your body begins to reset itself. Your cells desire certain micronutrients and minerals. Those things occur or they come into your body when you hypernourish your body. All right. So when you hypernourish your body, you put in the good stuff in, and guess what? Your body begins to reverse things that you didn't even know was there. One of my big friends was like, yeah, that the best part of doing something like this is that issues in your body that you didn't think of, let's say because there was a big issue but there were several minor issues, those other things begin to reverse themselves again
Mm,
because your body can heal when you know what to do.
great. So, if you're interested in being a part of this 21-day gut challenge, please get in touch with Modupe on her Instagram handle, which is May Holistics. Am I right, Dupe?
Maze, Maze Holistic Health, yes.
May's Holistic Health. Yeah, on Instagram. And actually, it's early bird ends in 2 days. Okay, so early bird is 3,500, and then it goes back up to I think 5,000. Yeah,
5 5, yeah.
5,500. Yeah, so try and grab the early bird. I've already paid mine. I'm going to do the 21-day gut reset because I'm looking forward to having that cleanse. Okay, so Dupe, I'm going to let you go in a minute. I just have one last question. Please, guys, if you have any more questions, let's shoot our questions now before we let Dupe go. What
Can I
ongoing
say
support
something?
or resource? Okay, please go ahead.
So registration actually closes on the 5th. All right, we
Okay.
want every fast action taker. It's chicken money, it's not plenty money. And that's because we want you to take action. We're here to support you for 21 days where you
Mhm.
clean your body, you allow your gut rest. We coach you on mindfulness, on things that you can put into your body to help with inflammation, to help with disease reversal, to help with anti-aging. To some people want to add weight. So yeah, we'll help you add weight. But many people want to lose weight. All right.
Like me.
It's not a weight loss challenge, it's a gut reset. And that's because if you reset your gut, most likely the weight will fall off as well. This, what we're going to be teaching you, the tools we're going to be giving you are things that if you learn it and you take it, you can replicate it later. You can, another maybe 6 months, you can do another gut reset for yourself. All right. So registration will end on the 5th. We're closing the doors because we want to start getting our body ready. Think about it. If you're someone that drinks coffee every day, you're not going to be drinking coffee. So you need time to taper off coffee. That 1 week before the 14th is your time to taper off coffee, sugar, and all those other addictive foods. All right. So that when you go in, your body would thank you, your mind would thank you, your waistline would thank you, and your
Mm.
pocket will thank you too. Because when you're healthy, guess what? You're not paying money to the doctors, I mean, or to the hospitals, Yeah.
I like the sound of the waistline thanking me. That's yeah, but okay. I'm just gonna ask you three quick questions. Okay, so we're if my waistline is gonna thank me, that means I'm gonna lose some weight. Yeah. So you're gonna focus on in people individually, those who want to lose weight and those who want to add weight. Are we having different recipes, or how does that work? And let me just ask so that you can answer all the questions at once. And then hunger. How are we going to cope with hunger? Realistically, yeah, because you're dealing with people who are coming from the festive season. Loads of pounded yam have gone down, loads of jollof rice and chicken and everything, and
Mhm.
emphasis on loads, because we
Yes.
during the festive season we don't eat as we should eat. We overeat.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
So we're going from that to smoothies for 21 days. Okay. How are we going to cope with hunger? All right. And then lastly, how often is it safe to do a gut reset? Is it something I can do every 3 months, or every 6 months, or once a year?
Okay, beautiful. I'll start with the last question. And if I forget, please remind me.
No problem.
So, when I started my healing journey, I was on smoothies for 6 months because my body could not tolerate food. I'm alive. I did not die. All right. And my skin glowed the most. I felt the
Wow.
best. All right. So if you're on medication, it's okay. You can actually do this.
Mm,
Now, the reason why we're shutting down registration on the 5th is because we want to start training your body to start detoxifying from all those things. So we're going to
mm,
start giving you instructions on what to eat, how to stop, in adding all the things that your body does not really need for those 21 days. We're going to give you all those instructions so that you're gradually warming up to your 21 days. During the
mhm,
21 days, your first 2 weeks are going to be, nutritious smoothies. Yes, for 6 months, Grace. Yeah, trust me, there are people that do it more than that, but I had to be on it because I couldn't tolerate food. Anything I
mm.
ate at that time would cause an inflammation. All right.
Wow.
So yeah, what was I saying? Okay, so on the first 2 weeks are going to be, core smoothies. You're not going to be hungry because by the time you see the amount of things you're supposed to eat and you measure it out, you might not even finish it. That's the honest truth. You might not
Mm,
finish it. However, we'll encourage you to finish as much as you can because our goal is to hyper nourish your body, like give your body enough nourishment. What we do with nourishment, to be honest, is that we add a little bit of sprinkling of maybe lettuce and cauliflower or something, and we say, oh, it's a salad. I'm good. But your body needs a whole lot more than that. All
mm,
right. So you're giving your body a whole lot more than it needs, so that if it doesn't need the rest, then you can poop it out. Okay.
mm,
The last week we're going to taper you off the smoothies. So you're going to be adding maybe salads to your food. I know people that when they do this, they are like, I feel so good. I have a lot of energy. I don't even want to go back to eating normal food. All right. That's what we hope that that's what everybody gets. But you're not going to be on smoothies for 6 months. We're going to be bringing back food, but then we're going to teach you about, your gut health. What can you do to help your gut flora? What can you do to help your gut thrive? Because if your gut is healthy, have you heard of the gut brain connection, right? If
mm,
your gut is healthy, your body will be healthy. I
mm,
always tell pregnant moms the best thing you can give your child is a healthy gut. Like the best thing, the best gift you can give your child, because that child will be able to withstand a whole lot of diseases later down in life. All right.
good.
So, yeah.
Yeah, all questions answered. We're not going to be hungry, and you would lose some weight if that's what you're looking for. And yes, so Ego says, how about those who have no weight to lose? Well, if you have no
That's
weight to
awesome
lose,
as well.
what?
I say that's awesome as well. Think about it. If you have no weight to lose, that's okay. A gut reset is just giving your body the nutrition it needs to function, the optimal nutrition it needs to function. All
Okay.
right. So it will help with disease reversal, will help with inflammation. If you're someone who falls sick often, this is something you should do. If you're someone who is diagnosed with an issue, this is something you should do. If you're someone who, you just want to lose weight, but you don't know how and you don't know why you're not losing the weight, this is something you should do. All right. And if you're someone who has like sleep issues, pain issues, absolutely.
Great. How do we register? Remy, so you can send her a DM on her Instagram handle, May Holistics Health on Instagram. If you can't find that, just send me a DM and I'll send you the link. I've registered already, so yeah, I have the link. I can send it to you. And so lastly, before I let you go, what ongoing support or resources do you provide for individuals on their healing journey? And how do you empower them? Because you see, a lot of people have the challenge of they are good to start, but halfway through they get demotivated, or so how do you help them to actively continue on their healing process?
So I'm assuming you're not just talking about the gut reset.
No,
Okay,
no,
cool.
not just that.
Okay. Well, so there's a lady that reached out to me recently. She's also in the group, and I started working with her January of last year. All right. Now she had am I still here?
Yeah, we are still here. It's fine.
Okay.
Just keep going. Yeah.
All right. So she reached out. She had some emotional issues that also were manifesting physically in her body. All right. And we worked for 5 weeks. Now, what I do is that if after 5 weeks you're done with the core of why you came to me, you can always come back again for another 5 sessions like that. All right. But within those 5 weeks, there's a lot you're going to uncover about yourself. We did like half of that. Like, in fact, it was like 1/5 of the whole thing. So imagine what that does. Like it helps you go to the root cause of what's happening emotionally and allows you release those emotions in a safe space. Many times is things that you can't even pinpoint, on your own. So yeah. And then we also have a support system that when you're done, please, you can always reach back. You can always come back and yeah, and we'll be there for you.
Okay, great. So right now, her Instagram handle is scrolling across the screen. So if you want to pen that down and send her a DM, that's great. Otherwise, send me a DM and I'll give you all the information that you need. And that brings us to the end of today's show. Thank you so much, Modupe, for this very awesome and interesting episode. I learned a lot. Yeah, and oh, okay, so we have a giveaway going on right now. Can we see that up? Can we have that comment up? Let me see. Baba T says 2 free tickets up for grabs for your viewers. Esse, please
Oh,
set the room. Okay, whoa, great, 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 great. Thank you so much. So, okay, 2 tickets, guys. If you're interested, send me a DM and you can access one of the tickets. Okay, one per person. So, if you really want to do this, guys, send me a DM and you get the tickets. Yeah, thank you so much, Bati, for that sponsorship. That's really great. Yeah, what an awesome way to end the show today. Thank you so much, Modupe, for coming on the show. It was a pleasure to have you. And thank you, everyone, for joining us until we come your way again on the Gist with Essay show. Remember, stay positive, stay happy, stay mended. Bye, guys.
bye. Thank you.